Hey Luke, did you know that doctors warned that novel reading would make women infertile?
What? Did you know that the British resisted the umbrella in the 1600s? They made fun of people that used it.
Of course I did. What kind of idiot uses an umbrella?
I know, it's bananas.
You know what would be really cool is if there was a podcast out there all about why people resist new things.
Actually, there is. It's called Pessimist's Archive.
That's right, Unprofessional engineering listeners. Pessimist's Archive, hosted by Jason Pfeiffer, tackles all kinds of cool historical things that when they were introduced seemed really crazy. Think things like bicycles, cars, elevators, and even my favorite, coffee.
Learn all about history repeating itself, why people resist innovation, and what it takes to get people to embrace new ideas.
Do yourself a favor and check out Pessimist's Archive wherever you get your podcasts. Hello and welcome to Unprofessional Engineering. My name is James.
You got Luke?
Luke, we're continuing our series of companies that built the world.
Did this company...
Maybe like built our childhood.
Oh, without a doubt. Built my childhood.
Taking a look at Lego.
And we did, make sure you check it out, we did a how it's made, and it was more like the actual Lego bricks, like the molding
right.
process.
The injection molding, how these things get created, the whole process there. Yeah, so check that out. Episode, we couldn't find it.
We couldn't.
I felt like it was in the 40s.
It probably was, but this is more focused on like the company, a little bit of history, some other cool Lego fun facts and different things.
So first things first, Luke.
First
is where the first thing is going to be, and this is going to be the first thing.
I cannot wait to hear this.
And I'm going to screw it up throughout the whole episode. It is Lego, and more than one Lego piece is not called Legos. They are called Lego bricks.
So you add the word bricks?
If you look at Lego Twitter, they never use Legos. It's always Lego bricks. Maybe Lego blocks.
Would it be
no Legos?
Would it be Legai?
What's the guy from Lord of the Rings?
Legolas?
Lego Man?
Legolas. Orlando Bloom.
He's having a baby. Congratulations, Orlando Bloom.
He and Katy Perry were married.
He could be doing worse. Okay, fun fact, Luke.
Shoot.
The name Lego is
an
abbreviation of two Danish words. Leg got, meaning play well.
You nailed that.
Yeah, I think that's how they say it. I'm pretty sure. The Lego Group was founded way back in 1932 by old Christensen. And it made me laugh because Ole is actually his name. It's not like I'm calling him Ole Kirk.
No, it's O-L-E.
Yeah.
They like K's in their names a lot, don't they?
A lot of K's. The company has passed from father to son and now to the grandson. I can't even say his name. Keld Kirk Christensen, a grandchild of the founder.
I love that you and I cut and paste the exact same.
We didn't.
Content.
I wrote this from memory.
Oh,
from reading all of my instruction manuals of Lego.
Okay, I thought you busted out the Encyclopedia Britannica.
I did not. I actually busted out the Lego page itself, where they just fed me this giant timeline of all things Lego.
Okay.
Do you want me to hop into my timeline?
Let's do a little bit on the company itself before we do the timeline. So their headquarters is in Billund. I'm sure I nailed that. Denmark. My boss is going to be so mad because he
should be doing this whole episode.
He should be doing this. My guess is whenever he probably bleeds Lego bricks is my guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I don't know that's how they come out
Danish,
of him, but somehow,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure so he's going to be so mad if I pronounce that wrong. So they're in Denmark, headquarters. They have 42 offices. That doesn't include 42 different offices. And that doesn't include all their manufacturing facilities. They have over 17,000 employees.
That's a lot.
It's a toy company.
It's more than the one they started with.
And this was in 2018. They made $36.4 billion in revenue, or have revenue. I got to figure out what the profit and margins and all that. But revenue, $36.4 billion with a B. That's a lot of Lego money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not podcast money, but it's not bad.
Well, that's what I want to make clear is it is far from podcast money, but you know, good for them.
Yeah.
Now as I'm almost an adult, looking at Lego set prices.
You can say that with a straight face?
I said almost.
Okay.
Wow, are they expensive? Like even like a tiny little one, pretty expensive.
So I was
those minifigures, like $5 a pop.
So I was out at Ross Park Mall, which is the fanciest mall in Pittsburgh. I think, by far. There's a Louis Vuitton there, and a Gucci, I think, and a Coach or Couch or however you say it. But
Nordstrom's.
There's a Lego store there, and
is. They got a Lego store?
It's new.
I haven't been there in a long time.
I went there, and it was... So I was out there with my daughter and one of her friends, and I was like, hey, you guys walk around. I'm going to check things out. And we were there like an hour. I was in the
Lego store?
They had to come find me in the Lego store. I was literally in the store for like an hour looking at all the different...
funny.
It was awesome.
Yeah, those stores are great. I love seeing
So let's hear some history.
History. So I told you back in 1932, that's when it all started with old Kirk... Was it Old Kirk?
Yeah.
Old Kirk. So he was a carpenter, and he started this business that you talked about in Denmark. Weird thing, they started out making step ladders, and they made stools and ironing boards and
he was a master
wooden toys.
Carpenter.
Yeah, master carpenter. That's better than just a regular
Old
Kirk carpenter. Oh my. So apparently child labor wasn't a thing back then either, which is interesting because his son, Godfried, started working there at 12, the ripe old age of 12. I assume he went to school as well. In 1934, they adopted the name Lego. Fun fact about the name, I already told you that Lego means play well in Danish. Well, by accident, they realized that in Latin, it means I put together.
What?
Pretty cool, happy coincidence, right?
How cool is that?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Really cool thing to stumble on because you know what you do with Lego bricks? You put them together.
Oh,
yeah.
I love Legos.
So, I do too. Man, so good. So in 1935, the business manufactured its first Lego wooden duck. That was its go-to toy, was a wooden duck.
It was terrible looking. It was frightening.
It really was not super good looking. But I mean, way back then, maybe that was a good toy.
Kids were loving it.
Like, that's why it doesn't really stand up when people are like, oh, back in my day, we had a stick and we used our imagination. Well, that's because the next best thing was a wooden duck. I mean, come on. So in 1946, I fast-forwarded a little bit here.
A lot.
Did I skip anything you cared about?
No, but another fun fact. I don't know the exact date, but there was a company that actually made a similar brick-style component in England. And they said, oh, you guys can do whatever you want to do. I just saw this one today when I was doing some additional research.
Right, additional.
And they said, oh, don't worry about it. Like, we're not going to sue you for, like, infringement. And here
then they sued them for
well, no, they didn't. Years later, Lego just bought the patent and just did away with any issues of that happening.
Well, that's nice.
There was some inspiration from another company to build the actual original brick.
Neat.
So
I was hoping you were going to say those ended up being Duplo or something.
No, Duplo's owned by Lego.
It is, yeah.
So back to 1946.
So 46, the Lego Group is the first one in Denmark to buy a plastic injection molding machine for toy production. Isn't that cool?
Can you imagine what those machines... I mean, you and I get the opportunity to kind of see what those machines look like and behave like and how quickly they can make things. Can you imagine how terrible they probably were back then and slow? And...
I can imagine, and if you want to see what that thing looked like, you can Google machine, the Windsor SH plastic molding machine, because that is exactly the one that they purchased that eventually showed up. It cost roughly 30,000 DKK, which is apparently Danish monies. By comparison... the revenue of the firm for that year, or for this year, the revenue was 450 DKK. So big investment. In real money, it would have cost $67,000. That's a lot of dollars.
Not too bad.
Yeah, in today dollars. 49, the company produced around 200 different plastic toys and wooden toys.
We got to go to 47. How'd you skip 47?
It probably was boring to me.
So that's whenever the automatic building brick with the 4 and 8 stud. That's the original. That was the predecessor to how could you skip that one?
Well, I figured people pieced it together in their tiny little brains.
I know, so 1947, it was called the automatic binding brick.
Yeah.
I was saying building. It was binding. It's because they would stick together and bind together with 4 and 8 studs. That's what they called it back then. It wasn't a Lego brick.
Yes.
So
they changed that name.
It's a huge one.
In 53, the automatic binding brick that you love so much got a new name, Lego Mursten, Mursten, which was Lego bricks, if you translated it to proper language.
Okay.
The name Lego is printed on the inside of all of the bricks, and the first application for registration of a trademark happened then as well. It was accepted May 1st of 1954. So in 55, after further developing the Lego bricks, the company launched the revolutionary Lego system of play. So that was kind of like their whole platform. Like, this is where we start building the Lego worlds and all of that jazz, right? If you check out our other episode, I know I went into details about how Gottfried went off to Nuremberg and started showing off the toy and that it didn't get well received. So make sure you check out the How It's Made episode if you want more details on that. Sad times in 58, Ol Kirk passes away because he was very old. No.
It's not getting old yet. We got to stop. Okay.
1960, the warehouse that holds all of their wooden toys caught on fire. They had so many fires. They had like three of them.
3 major fires. And the last one, they're like, you know what? We're done.
Yeah, exactly. And so this warehouse burnt down. And exactly, they're like, meh, we're done with wooden toys. They blow anyways. This duck's ugly. Let's just make plastic Lego binding
When
blocks.
plastic burns, it doesn't do anything bad other than kill you if you inhale it and destroy the atmosphere.
Right?
But
other than that, 62 I thought was funny. So this isn't really a major thing, but the Lego wheel is launched.
Yeah.
Why is that a big thing?
What did they do before that?
Well, the thing that's crazy is that they started developing the wheel in 1958.
It
took them 4 years.
It's round.
Yeah. 4 years to make a Lego wheel?
I saw that too, and I was going to be one of my fun facts, but I just, it's round and has studs on the outside of it.
Yeah, it really is not impressive. It makes me question the company altogether, or at least back then.
They're $36.4 billion.
Well, maybe they got better management now, but back in the 60s, they were lacking.
There's still an original family member.
Isn't that crazy?
How cool is that?
That's great for them and mostly for him.
Yeah.
Before we continue on with our great timeline, fun facts, and other amazing things, all things Lego, let's take a break for a word from our sponsor.
Let me guess, no sponsor because, as usual, you are the worst.
Actually, smart guy, this episode is sponsored by Xometry.
What?
I know, mine's blown.
If you're looking for on-demand manufacturing with massive network capacity for CNC machining, 3D printing, injection molding, or any kind of rapid manufacturing, make sure you check out Xometry.com.
And while you're there, check out the new complete guide to 3D printing, which can be found on the Resources tab of their homepage.
Better yet, make sure you use the discount code UNPRO25 to get $25 off your next purchase, James, through April 30th.
That is so much money.
It is.
And one more time, that's Xometry.com. Xometry.com. Okay, so back to it, Luke. I'm going to 1968, but I have a sneaking suspicion you have something before that.
So I got a 1964 for the first time. So they were making these sets, but it was like, yeah, look at the picture, you dumb kid. 1946, wow. They got the idea of, hey, we'll make these sets, and then with these sets, we'll actually give them a set of instructions that go with that particular model, so you can make that particular house or that car or whatever it happens to be. It's the very first time Lego instructions are delivered.
That was nice
with
of
sets.
them.
Like, could you imagine how terrible it would be? Like, you're just like, here's the picture on the box.
I've found that there's two types of people in the world. There's people who follow the instructions, like me, and there's people who just dump all of them out and build their own thing, like my brother.
I've done both. When I was younger, I was all of the, we had a bin and we would just dump it and make
Heathens.
cool stuff. But now that I'm older
You're a
and I'm into like the Lego architecture and some of the Star Wars stuff, the kits, you have to follow the instructions or else they don't work. So you have to.
Yeah, well, I think it's the right way to do it, and anyone who does it otherwise is wrong. I've literally never built them just dumping them on the floor because that hurts my brain.
But so you always did kits. See, whenever I was a kid, we would just buy like bags of colored
I've never
Legos.
seen that other than at like Disney or wherever it is.
Well, I never
like
got
Florida.
them. I never got them firsthand. It was always we'd run to Goodwill and my mom would.
Everyone sets that they've lost pieces to. They buy.
That's what I got.
That makes more sense. Oh, did you have trouble with instructions because of your
dyslexia?
Yeah.
No, I did
colorblindness.
I did really good with instructions because it was very visual and tactile. There's very few words on the instructions that worry about reading, and it was all like procedure and physical stuff. So I've always been good with instructions.
Okay, good. So in '86, LEGOland Billund opened its gates, June 7th, and you know how many people were there? A lot. 3,000, I think, or 30,000.
I knew there was
there was some. I think it might have been 30,000, and I just didn't type in all the zeros. 625,000 visitors on the first season. That's a lot.
That's pretty good.
69. The Duplo series for under 5 was launched internationally. Ooh,
I never did the Duplos.
I did not either. I was smart. My big brain was like, give me these Lego bricks now, and I never called them Legos either. 85. I skipped ahead a lot.
Whoa.
Do you have something?
Yeah,
in there?
I do. So 1978.
One.
This one is huge. So the mini figures. So this guy right here.
That was well done. Custom made.
Custom
thanks,
made.
Cat Noobs.
Yeah, thanks, Cat Noobs. There's a little the lights.
There you go.
Unprofessional engineering T-shirt on. The mini figurines with the movable arms and legs is introduced in 1978. How cool is that?
That's very
cool. So before 78, what did they have? Just like people that like didn't move?
I think so.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, it's very lame.
I don't remember that. I always remember the movable legs.
I have a little bit more about the mini figurines later on here. But in 85, the Lego Prize is founded. It's an international annual award that's now up to 1 million DKK, so about 150,000 US dollars. This is for exceptional efforts on behalf of children. So maybe we will be up for that nomination soon?
Perhaps. I mean, we do things for kids.
That's right, we do.
That's what this is all about.
It's all about the children. They're our
future.
They're our future, Luke. 1988, the first official Lego World Cup building championships are held.
Dude, I would have crushed that.
Right? I feel like if I would have known about this, my whole career path would have changed in life, or my life goals.
I think you and I should quit our jobs and focus on the Lego Master TV show that I just saw has been on. Apparently, it was in a different country for a little while. It was
really?
It's like The Office. It was over in the UK for a couple of years, and they just brought it here like last year.
Interesting.
But I think you and I should quit our jobs and focus on that.
Okay, I'm in. Done. We'll quit the podcast too, right? We need to focus completely.
Yeah, we need to focus.
Okay. 92 was a year for records, Luke. The Guinness record in railway line construction is set at 545 meters of Lego rails.
That's a lot.
Had 3 locomotives riding on it. Yeah, that's cool. I love seeing people who do that in their houses that have all their sets set up and they put a camera on the train. I love it. They also had the world's largest Lego castle built on Swedish television. Over 400,000 Lego bricks. Pretty good.
Not too bad.
95, Godfried passes away. Sorry about that, Godfrey. 96, Lego.com launches.
That's crazy to think that 1996, like that was. I don't even remember the internets back then. That was 2 years after I graduated from high school. So I feel like they were.
No, we definitely did. I was on the internets by then.
I don't remember
ICQing. Do you remember ICQ?
I don't know what you're saying right now.
Do you remember AOL Instant Messenger?
I do, but I didn't really do anything. Like, I used computers for CAD, but I didn't really do anything with a computer until I got, like, into college. So.
I see. Well, you still barely use a computer.
1997, CD-ROM.
I saw that, yeah.
Instructions are now available with all of the sets. So you can pop it into your CD-ROM and your 8x speed.
I don't remember ever getting a set that had a CD-ROM in it,
I don't
just
either.
So you know. A bunch of Legolands popped up throughout those years.
I have some
97
facts
had
on
Windsor,
those.
99 Legoland, California, and Carlsbad. Let's hear them. Let's hear your fun
So
facts.
Legoland. So Legolands are actually amusement parks. So there's a difference between Lego Discovery Centers and Legoland. So there's 10 Legoland parks all over the world. And these have like roller coasters and games and food. Basically, it's like a Six Flags or a Kennywood or like a small Disneyland kind of thing. But they also have over 20 what they call Legoland Discovery Centers. I've been to one in Michigan.
Oh.
It was pretty awesome.
Did you discover?
I did discover.
Oh, neat.
I took my daughter there. I don't know, maybe.
Did she discover?
5, 6. Oh, she loved it. Like 5, 6. This is when she was kind of still into like the little Princess Barbie little houses they make. But it was actually really, really cool. I mean, hindsight, like thinking of all of the stuff happening in the news today with viruses, there's probably so much.
Oh, all the germs,
flu and boogers.
Oh
and
my goodness!
kids
That's how you get your Lego bricks to stick together.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's gross.
So, were you a craggler?
I don't know what that means.
Did you watch the Lego movie? Would you craggle your sets?
Oh
you put together?
no!
You never craggled
Oh
them.
no! I would not do that.
If you don't know what craggle is, you have to watch the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah, no, I never did that.
It
never even like crossed my mind to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've done it and then regretted it.
Oh, well, that makes sense. So a few more things for me through history. 2003, the LEGO Group signs the UN Global Compact Initiative. This initiative is a non-binding United Nations pact to encourage businesses worldwide to adopt sustainable and socially responsible policies. So what did this do for LEGO? It meant that LEGO not only became more of a clean tech green company, but also it meant that LEGO minifigures represented real-life people and characters more often, movies, TV series, and the yellow facial coloring was replaced by more authentic skin colors, facial expressions, and hairstyles. So, really catching up to the times there, LEGO.
Okay.
Good job. 2005, unfortunately, facing huge deficits. Apparently, they were doing a bad job of running the business back then. Yeah. They ended up selling off Legoland parks, and they were sold to Merlin Entertainments. Eventually, or at this point, the parent company for Lego now owns approximately 1/3 of Merlin. So I think they're kind of reinvesting in it and buying it
that
back.
makes sense.
2009, Lego Group is now the world's 5th largest toy manufacturer. Pretty impressive. And this is also when they started signing a lot of those deals to make things happen, like with Disney and Disney Pixar properties, which is, they've done an amazing job of building out their brand to include Marvel and the Ninja stuff and the Disney stuff. It's unbelievable how they're getting into everything.
You want me to talk about the movies now or later?
Give me 2 more things to talk about. 2014, in the beginning of February, the Lego movie premieres, like you said, so I'll let you go into more details. In 2016, the Lego Group holds the first Play Day, and I call this one out because what's Lego Play Day? It's where all of the company's employees at Lego locations leave their desks and go play for 4 hours.
We should do this once a week.
I don't understand why I don't have Lego Play Day.
Maybe every other day.
Maybe just do that full time. So that's my whole history. I felt like that was the most important thing that's happened.
It was.
And I just wanted to stop there.
Okay, so here's so they've had 4 major motion
I don't
pictures.
think I've seen all 4.
So they got the Lego Movie 2014. It made a total of $468 million worldwide. 2017, the Lego Batman movie and Ninjago came out. So I'm sorry, there's 5 because those were in the same year.
Oh, they had 2 come out that year.
Yeah, so Batman and Ninjago. And then 2019, Lego Movie 2 came out. That made almost $2 million. And then in 2022...
That's not accurate. 200
million. I'm sorry, 200 million. Yes, that's my reading skills. And in 2022, so upcoming, there's supposed to be a new Batman movie. And I thought the Batman movie, I didn't think it was great. I like Batman in the first one. I thought that he was funny.
What's going to be better, this Batman Lego movie or the Batman with the vampire guy from Twilight in it?
Without a doubt, this will be better because them putting him being Batman is, I feel like You could take, like, I don't know, Chris Farley and make him Batman, and he would be better than that Patton guy, whatever his name is.
Fat Man? That would be good. All right. Anything else on that?
No.
I think you're already worked up, so now seems like a perfect time to take a break for this week's Luke's Rant.
Okay, so this is not a rant.
What?
This is more of like, I don't know. So we have an episode that we did on UFOs.
We did.
And
Not that long ago.
Not that long ago. And I clearly stated...
Episode 177.
Cool. I clearly stated that I don't believe in UFOs.
You did.
I said I don't believe in them. I think there's some anomalies. So this is bananas.
You saw a UFO.
This is last night. So last night, me and my daughter are coming back from karate. It's about like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we get on the back porch, and we're holding groceries, and my daughter looks up and says, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a plane." I was like, "Ah, it's moving too fast," and it was, you know how you can tell distance, like if a plane's close or high, and it wasn't blinking. All planes have blinkers. It was a solid light, and it was moving really fast. It's like, "Oh, it's a satellite." I said, sometimes the satellites, you can actually see them moving. And then I was like, there's another one right behind it. And I was like, okay. So I was like, just go ahead in, because she gets really weirded out by this stuff. So she goes in. I put the groceries out. I go back outside. In a laser line, the straightest line you could imagine, I see at least 40 in a line. These lights, there was like 3 or 4 of them at a time. And then the first one would disappear. And then another one would appear at the end of it. And it would go, I don't know, maybe like a 30-degree view or something like that. And the first one would disappear, and then another one show up. And it looked like a train of lights. And if they were like staggered, I'd say maybe it was like a meteor shower. But these things were moving fast, and the line was as straight as an arrow. And it was disappearing. And there was at least 40 of them.
Why didn't you record this?
I did on my phone. I
nice.
tried, and you couldn't see.
I'm going to ask to see it after
Like
this.
the one star is so bright you really can't see it. And maybe if I look at it again or zoom in, maybe you could see it. But I don't believe it was a UFO. But I think there's some shenanigans going on.
There's some shenanigans?
So
Luke calls shenanigans.
I told my
on
wife
that.
last night, and she's like, "Don't ever tell me that again."
Yeah.
She's like, "I will not sleep tonight." So
I love it. If anybody knows what Luke was looking at last night, let us know. But that's really
yeah,
interesting,
so
Luke.
this would have been January. What
No, it's
was
not
yesterday?
January. It's for sure March,
It's
and it would have
March.
been the 5th.
Okay, so March 5th at about 8 o'clock p.m. is when I
right.
saw this
Over Pennsylvania.
over Pennsylvania.
All right, good to know. Thanks, Luke. That was interesting.
Very.
Okay, moving on. I wanted to go through a quick list of things that Luke should buy me in 2020. How about that?
This has made me so happy. Go ahead.
So here's some things coming out that I think you should buy me.
These are upcoming.
Upcoming 2020 release. For $90, the LEGO Star Wars Poe X-Wing Fighter, 761 pieces. Number 2, the LEGO Police Station, $100. I don't know why it's more than the other one because it has less pieces, but that's okay. It reminds me of the old school police station that one of my friends had.
Okay.
I really liked it. The Lego Brickheads Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and the Child Kit. Only $20. It has the
How many
Baby
pieces?
Yoda and the Mandalorian. Not a lot. It's only $20.
Ah.
But they make like the big chunky brick guys.
Okay.
Number 4 for me, the Lego Creator Fire Dragon. $20 for 234 pieces.
These are all reasonable.
That's
Like our
reasonable.
listeners
You should buy
could
me
just
that.
send them to
They
us.
could all buy me, well, not all of you, but one of you could buy me a Fire Dragon. And the Lego Star Wars Mandalorian Battle Pack, $15, 102 pieces.
That's so I watched The Mandalorian.
Did you? I've finished it now as well.
It was so good.
It was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I didn't like I don't like the actor that's playing the Mandalorian. I think they could have picked someone else, and I hate to be all judgy, but I think they could have
very
picked someone
judgy.
different.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I've seen him in other movies, like when he takes the helmet off, and you realize
never
who
has
it
his
is.
helmet off.
Yeah, but
how do you know it's even him acting other than in that one scene?
I don't know. It's just
Okay.
so sorry.
What about you? What do you got?
Okay,
going
so
on
what
there?
I got the largest sets,
Ooh, let's
and
hear
I think
'em.
we might have some discrepancies.
Okay.
And then I have the most expensive sets, and this isn't MSRP. This is
I have this
this is
too.
this is street value.
This is street value.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the largest sets, and this is the top 5, and this is a cool one. So number 5 is the Tower Bridge in London.
See, I saw the Tower Bridge way down at number 8. 4,287 pieces?
4,295. So
okay.
apparently we got some discrepancies. Okay. And I went to a couple different sites, and they all kind of lined up like this. The fourth one is the Ghostbuster Firehouse, which I never knew existed.
I have it at number 7, but yeah, it looks sweet.
4,634.
That's what I have.
This one was interesting. Number 3 is the small Millennium Falcon. It's only 5,197 parts.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Number 2 is the Taj Mahal. I, again, never knew this existed. This thing is 5,922 pieces. That is like, I can't even think about how big that is and how long it takes to put together.
Yeah, that's massive.
And then the one I have is number 1. Is the large Millennium. I didn't realize there were two.
The
one
you have as number 1, not that you own this, right?
I don't own any of these. I would love to own any one of these, but this one is the large Millennium Falcon. I think it's the collector's edition. Ultimate is 7,541 pieces. It is the largest one they've ever made.
I have another one thrown in there, the Lego Harry Potter Hogwarts Castle, for any of my Hogwarts fans out there. 6,020 pieces. That's pretty big.
That's really big. That's number 2 if you add that to the list. Yeah,
that's where I have it at. So that's pretty cool. Number 13 I also wanted to throw in there, the Lego Disney Castle. So I assume it's like that, whatever castles in
the
Magic Kingdom.
See,
yeah, the one you always see.
It is. I saw a picture of it.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's like just over 4,000 pieces.
And then I have most expensive sets.
Let's see how you have them listed out, because I have that and then just some fun facts to burn
so this one, and these are like collector's editions, I think.
Yeah, and there's some funny situations behind some of them, but go ahead.
So one of them is Antonio's Pizzarama. It was a New York Comic-Con exclusive, so you could only get it at Comic-Con in 2012. Neat. Street value $4,000, and it looks like it's like a 100-part.
Yeah, there's some weird ones like that.
It's a slice of pizza.
Did you see the milk truck? There's a Lego milk truck that sold for $1,980 from. It was released in 1989. It was 133 pieces, but it was used to promote the Danish dairy company MD Foods. So it's super rare.
That's cool.
And so people really wanted it. Okay, go ahead.
Next one is a Piper airplane. This was again
not a paper airplane.
A Piper. So like it's the brand of airplane.
Yes.
And it was an exclusive edition back in 2012, $4,500. And again, not a big set. It's probably a couple hundred pieces is my guess. This one really surprised me. So this is the Statue of Liberty. This is in 2000, so not all that long ago, 20 years ago. $5,000 on the street if you're looking for this.
Can you imagine someone like opening their trench coat and there's like the Lego Statue of Liberty for you to buy?
Well, this thing's huge.
Yeah, I know.
Really
it's very big.
This one really surprised me. I would love to have this thing. Han Solo on his Tauntaun.
Really?
It's a really small set, but it's $7,000.
Too funny.
And then that Millennium Falcon I was talking about that has all the pieces. I don't think you can buy it in the store, and if you could, people would probably be like, killing each other to get it. But it's $10,000 if you would like buy this off of like from like a private seller.
I saw one that went for $15,000, and that was because special conditions. It was a first edition set, and it was sold in an airtight case. So it was a little extra. A few others that I saw: a Taj Mahal first edition sold for just under $4,000. The 1984 King's Castle sold for $2,600 in mint condition. I told you about the milk truck. There was a cool thing that I saw going on a couple years back. There was a minifigure. So they sell all these minis in like little plastic bags that you can't see, and so it's kind of random, and they have different series. So in Series 10, they had Mr. Gold, who has an average sale price of $1,786. So this minifigure was limited to 5,000 pieces. And it was like those blind treasure hunt packs. So there were very few Mr. Golds.
Was it actually made out of gold?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know, but maybe. And then one I really wanted to point out was number 14 on the list, Lego Kings Mountain Fortress. Average listing price, $1,326. This was a key component to the Lego's 90s castle line. It had 400 plus features, and it had a drawbridge that worked, and the coolest thing about it is it offered a ghost that glows in the dark.
Interesting.
Why do I bring that one up? Because it is sitting in Mrs. Herzing's attic.
You have it?
Yeah, I have it sitting
Why
at
don't we
home.
sell this
It's
thing
not.
on
It's not
eBay?
mint condition. It's been built and it's sitting in a box constructed right
As long
now.
as you didn't Craggle it, you're good.
I did not Craggle it. So you know what? You might be seeing my King's Mountain Fortress on eBay someday.
That's pretty cool.
Not really. A few fun facts. You have any?
I do.
Go for it.
They have over 40 direct-to-video movies. They've had 19 different TV specials, and there's over 22 TV series that have happened over the years.
22 Lego TV series?
TV series based off of, and a lot of them were international.
Well,
and not
that's
here,
interesting.
so.
Yeah, I bet it has an even bigger presence internationally.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's really cool. I have a bunch. Lego was, and if you listen to our other How It's Made episode, you would know this. It was inducted into the U.S. National Toy Hall of Fame in 1998 when it started, and it was named Toy of the Century by many, many authorities on such things.
Yep.
560 billion is the number of Lego pieces made since 1958. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Children play with Lego bricks for a combined 5 billion hours each year. I guess they don't count me as a child.
Four of those are mine.
Yeah. If you average out the number of Lego blocks by person on Earth, so assuming everybody has the same number of Lego blocks, each person would own 86. That's a lot of people owning blocks.
Who does that math?
I know, right? A brick from 1958 would still interlock with a brick from today. Yeah, that's pretty cool,
Could you
right?
imagine? How cool is I didn't know that.
Yeah. Lego's the world's largest producer of rubber wheels. I threw that one out there before in the other episode, but it's pretty fun. This is crazy to me. 18 out of every million Lego pieces fail to meet the company standard. That is some amazing quality control.
Could you imagine the kind of standards they got to be like manufacturing to?
Yeah. 7 Lego sets are sold every second. I don't know how that's a thing. And there are actually enough Lego bricks to stack from Earth to the moon 10 times.
I love Legos.
Me too. Hopefully else does as well.
Speaking of everybody else, let's do a shout out.
Let's do a quick shout out. There's a long one here, so I only put one in for this episode. Savori R, Savori.
Nailed it.
We're going to say I nailed it. So, here's a quote. I love the podcast and sponsor both of you with my kind words.
Aww.
That was very nice. Even the sarcastic satire.
That has to be you she's talking about.
I originally was thinking, is it a she? I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I originally was thinking about going for environmental engineering, and then I learned that I would have to study mostly civil engineering. I got a little worried because I had been listening to you guys for a while. I thank you for that. I decided on mechanical engineering and hopefully have more options and freedom. Also looking for some words of wisdom from us. So I didn't reply to the email yet, but I shall give words of wisdom.
We just made the world a better place.
We did, but it also makes me a little scared.
No.
I feel it's the right choice.
She's going to be so successful. They
will be so successful.
So successful.
Yeah, that's amazing. So if any of you want to write in about how we've influenced you to make life-altering decisions, please email us at unprofessionalengineering@gmail.com. We can hook you up with some stickers. You should go on iTunes and subscribe and write us a review. Give us 5 stars or else. You know, that sort of thing. Anything else from you, Luke?
No, I think that's it.
I think we nailed it this episode. Hopefully you all think so as well. And until next time.
See ya.